back to this.
Okay, roll call. We have Ally and Larry, Donna,
David, yes.
a guest,
Bridget.
and then Katie reading, Reading, Reading of the city councilor of our city.
Yep.
Administrator and
officio.
health, officio. And Tim and Rob. I just remind everybody, we are recording this, for the minutes as well as for public record. So the first thing is our consent agenda. I assume everybody's reviewed the minutes from our last meeting and today's agenda. Any additions or corrections to the minutes or to the agenda?
No.
I see no hands raised, so can I have a motion for approval?
I make the motion that we approve.
Okay, thank you, Bridget.
And I second.
And Donna seconds. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda?
I,
It's approved unanimously. Okay, anybody, do we have any public comment?
Was Larry able to vote?
Well, I don't see him
Oh,
now.
okay,
He's already,
okay.
now he gave
I'm
us,
sorry, I missed
he
it.
gave a
No,
double.
we can see it.
I missed it, sorry, thank you.
Any public comment that we've had
I-
or through the?
I didn't receive any, and, we have a member of the public here. Do you have any?
No.
Do you- okay.
Yeah, so we're good there. So. Okay, we want to welcome you here to the board meeting, and we usually try to have, fortunately, city city
Ex officio.
officio at each board meeting. And we really appreciate the efforts they put in and coming, and we try to keep them informed of what we're doing in the library. And then we give them an open time to tell us what's going on in the city and what the council is focused on. So we try to work, I think, as close together as we can with the council to make the library as successful as we can. I think our board and what we do is we believe that that in a small rural community such as North Plains, that the library plays a big role as the center of the community. And so it's important for us to be part of the city and understand where you're trying to take the city. And then also how we can support that, and then where we're trying to move to the library. We participate on many boards. Larry's participating on the relook at the urban renewal boundary, and he will also be on the city budget committee. So if you'd like to, the floor is yours to sort of introduce yourself to us and share some of your ideas and thoughts that you would like, and anything else you would like to share that you think is pertinent for us tonight. So thank you for attending.
Thank you for having me. This is only my second meeting ever in this position, so I don't have a whole lot to say other than I absolutely love our library. My children love the library. And I am happy to support you guys in any way that I can and pass along to council those needs and vice versa. So it's just wonderful to be a part of all of this.
Oh, well, great. We appreciate that.
I know we did roll call, but would you all like to go around just
Oh,
one more
introduce
time and
ourselves.
introduce
Yeah.
yourself to Katie?
Sorry about that.
Oh, no, I didn't really put that.
My
Me, okay. Donna Medica, sorry, I didn't, should have worn my name tag today because we have people that, I'm kidding. Donna Medica, I've been on the board for about a year and a half, I think. I've been part of the Friends, I have been on the staff from the library, and that's me, okay. And can we have David introduce, or he'll do that when he's.
That's fine.
Okay.
You're
Go
here,
for it. We'll
you
go
can
around.
introduce yourself.
okay, David Hatcher. I've been I've done 2 terms on the board here. I work with Friends at the library right now. Shipping books is my primary thing. As mayor. And been involved in the city in one way or another for almost 30 years, so. And I'm. Robin's been kind of. Suggesting that
Well, we had a vacancy for a while, and once you were, you've had a break, there's, in our bylaws, you can do another term, so
yeah,
David did submit an application, and we'll have it on next month's agenda unless you decide to call us a special meeting before that to talk about that, application. I just wanted you to be able to come.
yeah,
Anyway.
thanks, but here I am, and I worked with.
It's public, so.
And we're still talking.
Yeah.
I'm Bridget Sorensen, as you know. I've been on the library board for some time.
You're in your second term.
Okay, good.
Second four-year
And,
term,
I also
yeah.
volunteer on Wednesdays to come back there. The library is a wonderful thing. Well worth learning.
And Bridget helped support the last WCCLS levy by attending some PAC meetings with another board member to help with various things that staff can't do.
And it seems like most of the board members do a little extra somewhere along the line, like Larry doing the look back, the reback, whatever it's called. Relook, yeah. So we all do our extras.
So you're in your second term, how,
I think I'm done in June, aren't I?
I don't
think my
think
term is-
so, but I think Donna might be.
With my first term, yes.
Yeah.
And if I, so I can. read
Yeah.
for- Right, so.
I will check it later.
We're allowed to serve 2 terms.
Mhm. Consecutively,
And-
then,
Myself and then Donna and Bridget, we don't live in the city. We live outside the city limits, so we're a mixture because our service area is so large. Outside the city and inside the city, we sort of have a split board.
Yep.
And
I'm sorry,
and
realization.
and we're fully, if, we do have a board seat open right now. That David has put an application for, but that is an in-city board seat. Both Ally and Larry, are
in city.
in city.
And Nandu was
And
the first
Nandu,
person to move into the New Britain development.
and Nandu's another board member.
She's abroad,
She's abroad and she's an in-city too. So I think we have
7.
So
We will,
4 in-city and 3 out-city is what our thing is.
yeah.
I'm the chairman.
You're
of the
in, right?
Committee this time, and Don is the vice chairman. And we try to serve 1-year terms as chairman. And we have 4. My name is Tim Shalek. I live outside on Mason Hill. I'm retired. I think I've been on the board maybe 3 years, 4 years now, I'm not sure. So,
We can do a review of terms soon.
yeah,
Is it just 2-year term?
It's 4.
4 years.
Okay.
Okay, Ally? you wanna-
Okay, I'm Allie Pollock. Hi, Kate.
Let me turn up the volume, Ally. One second.
Oh, all right.
Okay,
I'm Allie Pollock. I am somewhere between Tim and Donna in terms of when I joined the board, so unclear. And I'm just a board member at the time.
Larry?
Unmute yourself.
I'm unmuted. Hey, what do you know?
oh, it's the TV volume.
Larry Gonzalez, I live in North Plains. I deliver welcome packets for the Chamber of Commerce. So that's what I was doing this afternoon in the nice, beautiful sunny day, delivering welcome packets. Yay. Previous city council person, economic development, currently on the relook committee and budget committee. Haven't been to a meeting yet. Library related, I've been on several library boards in Oregon and California. And so love the library. Glad to hear that everybody here loves the library. So let's all get a book and read it tonight.
Thank you, Larry.
So, thank you again for coming and, as we go through this, feel free to join in and ask any questions that you have. There's no such thing at this table as what we consider a stupid question or a question that should be. And so, okay. Next thing on the agenda is library director's report.
Thank you. So we have kind of a packed agenda since we didn't meet last month. So I just, hopefully you had a chance to read my report. And I used my report this time to celebrate accomplishments in 2024 for the library. So we broke the record for the most checkouts we've ever had since we opened 18 years ago. And that was, and then another milestone was Carol Aldrich, the longest city employee, did retire in 2024. Over 100 people, I think, came to the retirement party at Jessie Mays. Just to touch so many lives in her career here. And then I just called attention to the Friends having rebranded with a new website and logo and so forth. And some staff accomplishments last year, which promoting Emily to full-time from part-time early literacy specialist to put more resources towards that demonstrated need in the community of there's some slipping reading scores and that kind of thing. We want to make sure that North Plains kids have the opportunity to be ready for kindergarten and put more resources there. We had some grants that we were awarded in 2024. We had other staff recognition, like Brianna getting the statewide award for excellence in teen services, which was pretty fun. We surprised her at the conference at Oregon Library Association. One of her teens had written a letter that I read. Her mom came because it was in Salem, and as soon as she saw her mom, she knew, you know, that something was going on. But it was really special, well deserved. So I won't go over all of it, but Eric also put together a whole year retrospective for statistics, and that was in your packet. And it's pretty amazing to see those numbers. Did it go into the packet? Oh yeah, the retrospective. It's pretty amazing to see the numbers added up. You know, we had 85,807 items borrowed. And that was, like I said, the most we've ever had. You can see how many visits we've had and how much people appreciate our free internet access, which is another core resource. I included the statistics for the county-wide. You can kind of see from that where, oh, I kind of went ahead in my reports.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, keep going.
All right. Well, anyway, I just kind of went to the statistics part, but I included in your packet November, December, and the retrospective. Since we didn't meet last month, you would have the November one last month. So, yeah.
And from my point of view, as we go through the statistics, I think we had a pretty good year.
It's really hot now.
And,
It's working. I don't.
Everyone should, I think, be proud of what we accomplished last year, what the staff accomplished. They should be commended, Robin, the staff, and yourself for the work.
Thank you.
So.
Well, yeah, in particular, the staff, because they're the ones that,
Made all this happen.
right, well,
Yes.
they're the ones that choose the new books and all that,
And
with input.
The
from
programs and
everybody.
all that stuff, yeah.
They're the ones that do the work, and
Yeah.
they've had a very good and outstanding year,
Mhm.
I think, from my perspective, so. Any other questions of Robin on the stats?
Anything about the statistical report that, someone want to give David one?
Oh, I got one there.
Or you, yeah, okay.
I had.
You've looked at it, okay. We, we added a statistic, over the past year to kind of show that how many of our items are checked out versus how many things are checked out from our building. Because those are two different numbers, because we share the books countywide. So we are a net lender, which shows how well our staff does at selecting high demand items. We're definitely contributing. And we do receive funding to serve that an incorporated part of Washington County that we serve.
We were part of the Washington County cooperative. So we get funding from both the county and then from the city. And this year, I think it was the first time the county reduced our funding for budgetary reasons on their side. And we were fortunate enough that the council made up for that amount, which meant that we did not have to curtail any services or anything that we were doing.
Yeah.
And we'll get to it a little bit later, but the Friends has come alive and they are performing at an above level, so we have a little more resources from them to continue to service the community.
Well, I think Bill might have said something that the way they're funded is changing, or they realize you were being shorted over the last couple of years, and so now you're supposed to be getting some more, is that?
I mean, the study is still in process. It's a project, a multi-year project, the WC Sales Funding and Governance project, and we have an update on the agenda every month in this board meeting. So it is coming up. Hopefully, we're doing pretty good.
We're doing, I think, okay on time. Any more questions on the statistics? Okay, we'll move on. How about do we need the financial report?
Thanks to our new accountant, Kristen, we've been able to add a few things that were missing to the budget reports, but we keep our own internal spreadsheets. We account for every penny we spend. And the report that's in the packet is the dashboard of all those spreadsheets to show you where we are. We have about 6 months left in this budget cycle. And so you can see what we have left that we budgeted. We're doing really great with our budget. The only thing to explain on here is that because we can't always anticipate what kinds of grants and donations we'll receive. And we vastly underestimated, and because we got those two $20,000 grants in this budget cycle. So basically, it looks as if we're overspent on the bottom line a little because of spending those grant funds. But when there's an unexpected amount of money, like a grant that's restricted to pay for certain things, that's not a time we would bring like a supplemental budget to council, because it's money that is outside of it's not city tax money. It's coming from another source and it's designated for something specific. So in that case, we make a budget line that's called grant expenditures. And that you can see is where that additional spending is in our report.
Okay. Any questions on financials? Okay, thank you.
But we're right on track to be on budget.
Next thing is ongoing business. Just wanted folks' thoughts on for Christmas. We don't have usually in December, we do not have a board meeting, and this year we all participated at the food bank for 2 hours, helping them service the community and pass out the ingredients for their clients' Christmas meals. I had a wonderful time, so it was a great decision
You
that
had a great
got-
idea. You had a great idea. That was your idea.
I don't think it
Oh,
was
was
It
mine.
was your idea.
It was
We
good.
came up with it in our agenda
Oh,
meeting.
Oh, okay,
It might have
but it
been
was,
you.
it was really fun.
It was
And
fun.
so myself, I look forward to doing it again next year. And we don't have to think about what we're gonna do.
And I know Robin
Yeah,
enjoyed it
I-
too, right?
I also participated. Laura
And I did. Yeah,
Laura
I
thanked
met her.
us via email and told me how much she appreciated you
Yeah.
all,
Yeah,
the person who runs the food bank.
Yeah, it was good.
so we'll look to do it again next year, right? I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we all participated, it was really fun.
Yeah.
And Ally, thank you again for the Christmas cards, getting them all out and stuff.
Thank you
Quite
for
a-
your
Sorry,
patience.
headache
I'm
this
sorry
year.
it was such a headache.
No,
Well,
I
it
feel
was-
bad, but you were so nice to do it.
It was your headache, it wasn't mine, so
Yeah.
so. You take full credit for the headache, so. Anything else on the holidays? No? Okay, next one is the Larry, update on the relook advisory committee, if you have anything new.
Let's see, went before the new city council, their first day. That was fun. And, made my, pitch to keep the relook, committee going, in whatever shape or form that they see fit. There was some, I don't know, question about if there was bias on the committee or not. I tried to dispel that. Well, the thing that came up was, at least one person thought that, the folks, the no growth option wasn't, didn't get any airplay. And, from my perspective and others, we spent a lot of time looking at the no growth or no expansion option. I think it got a lot of airplay. I noticed I saw that option posted in the library and on the boards that you have as you come in the door. I think that I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to see that it's public and displayed so that people can see that we indeed, give everybody equal time. I would like to, in furtherance of if the city council decides to keep that committee going, I would sure like to see more people, both inside and outside the city involved and providing input, because I think the city council deserves our best effort at providing, clear recommendations that really reflect the entire community. And that's everybody that's impacted, not necessarily everybody that's a resident of North Plains, but, I try to make the point several times during the committee that, people that live outside North Plains are our customers, they're our neighbors. We have to be aware of their concerns and take their concerns into consideration, because they provide the customers for our businesses, the employees for our businesses, the patrons for our library, etc. So I know I and others really want to see more community involvement in the relook, to make sure that, again, the city council gets everybody's opinion laid out clearly, and hopefully that will inform what their next steps are. So that was my kind of representation of the library there.
Thanks for representing the library,
Thank you, Larry.
and reporting.
Any questions for Larry? Thank you, Larry, again. The county cooperative library funding and governance update.
Yeah. So this is a standing agenda item also. This process started several months ago, and the first step was to gather information and determine kind of what the current state of our cooperative is. Where it started in 1976, and we have 9 city members and 3 nonprofit members in our cooperative. It's a pretty unique system where we're employees of the entity, you know, our city or nonprofit, and not employees of the county. It's not a county system, but there is a county department called WCCLS where we have central services like our website and our digital collection and so forth. So this study started because of budgetary reasons. We have the countywide library levy, and then we also have funds from the general fund, like Tim was saying, from the county general fund. They wanted to take a look at how the funding is allocated, or is every household getting sort of an equitable amount of library service and funding, and also where could we find some efficiencies possibly by collaborating with each other. And so that current state had a lot of community feedback. As you know, we had a huge turnout from the survey. Now we're working on the future state, and the executive board that includes the library directors and then either the board president or city managers of the different members, with a consultant that the county hired to lead us through this process. County management, county administration, the county administrator, Tanya Angie, you know, has come in, but we always have a county administrator there. And at the end of this month, there will be a presentation to the County Board of Commissioners about some recommendations. There's going to be 2 recommendations that go before the County Board of Commissioners. I think, and I keep checking because it's supposed to be the 28th, but I haven't seen anything posted yet. Until the packet's posted, that's not for sure. So I didn't bring you the meeting information, but they're going to recommend a levy rate for the next levy, which is November 2025. And they're going to recommend some possible efficiencies of service so I can't really go into detail on that till I talk to staff, but there's a proposal to maybe centralize some other work. I will say that all of the information points to North Plains getting more funding from the county when they redo the allocations, because when they did from the information gathering, we weren't getting enough funding to fund like a base service operation from the county, and they want to make sure that every library gets enough funding to fund a base level of service, that is all covered by the county, that operational costs. So right now, they're only covering a fraction of our operational costs. And so there's a lot of balls in the air because we don't know what they're in their budget process for next fiscal year and everything. But when the next levy cycle starts and we have the next intergovernmental agreement, all signs point to us having increased funding from the county on an annual basis. So that's good news. And as soon as that comes out, I'll send you the meeting information to the board.
So the increase would probably be only if the levy goes through and it's approved.
If the levy doesn't pass, then they will not be able to fund that base level of service. And it would be up to the individual members to make up that difference, kind of like the city did for us when they didn't they're supposed to give us a 3% increase every year of our allocation, and they did a 1% increase last year and a 2% increase this year. And so that just puts us a little behind where we had planned to be. That's the update I have right now. I am gonna talk to a few staff tomorrow about some of the things that'll be presented to the County Board of Commissioners, so they hear it from me. And I can answer questions for them.
Yeah. Any questions for Robin? Okay, thank you, Robin. Next thing on the agenda is the library and review, which we sort of.
Yeah, so that's the one I emailed out to you
Right.
today because, is it today? Yeah, because I had to get a little more information, you know, when the year ends, sometimes the data trickles in, but I thought it was the beginning of the year is a great opportunity to just review our mission and vision and our strategic goals from our strategic plan. So I did want to just take an opportunity to read our mission statement. Through equitable access to our collection and services, we empower gathering, connection, lifelong learning, and creativity. And our vision is the library is the heart of North Plains, where everyone is welcome in our growing and changing community. And we have our focus service areas, and I put some highlights from 2024 on here. Some are in my report too, but there's a few more specific things like our summer reading participation, our visits to all the classrooms, and the student library card partnership we have. And then I did put some things that are ahead in 2025 for our library. We have quite a lot going on with the Funding and Governance Project. That's one big project that Bill and I are involved in. First, when it started, Andy was still here. Then we had Rob, the interim, and Bill. So the consultants onboarded Bill to the process, and he's been to a couple of meetings now. There will be the levy replacement on the ballot November 2025. And working on a new intergovernmental IGA with the new allocations and so forth. That's a big project, kind of ancillary to the other. We will be expanding library workspace into this building when folks move to the new city facility. And so working on that. And we're, as you know, we have about, is it maybe 200 square feet of staff space in the library? My office is in the building already, the library director's office is, but having some workspace will be really helpful for staff. And help, you know, for some focused work and so forth.
And that's
And meetings.
can I ask, is that the short term, like how the staff would come over here, but no discussion of expanding and connecting or
Well,
anything like that?
you know, our sense is that this building, it may not be practical to remodel this building, but we would have to have it assessed by professionals to see what the recommendation would be. But in order to have the public use this building for library, it would have to have some pretty major changes to make it accessible and so forth, that I don't know that we'd want to invest that. However, this is the direction of one of the recommendations for expanding the library was to come this direction and possibly go out that direction. We had in our downtown improvement project some
The
design.
city hall moves across the street.
There were all kinds of
lot
things in that
That was
project.
one of
You
them,
were also
was
on
that
that.
the
You were-
city hall moves across, this is long term, but the city hall moves across this. There was two for the library. One was
Mhm,
to grow it along commercial.
mhm.
The other one was to stick it, to
Go
move it
back.
and behind.
Yeah, I was kind of recommending going backwards so that the front street, commercial street frontage could be used maybe for businesses or something, but that design work was part of a grant we had, and we haven't been able to revisit it. The Public Works building was the first item. And
So on that, when will the people that'll be moving to the new Public Works building be moving, or we don't?
I think I just have to light a fire under their chairs. No, I'm kidding. No, it's, we're gonna have a meeting next week, but the furniture is gonna be installed on the 28th. We finally
Oh, so
have a
it could be
date for
soon.
that. There's some issues with the internet, so that could delay some people moving over there,
Mhm.
but they know I'm ready.
So you'll just be more, you won't be moving any books?
No,
over
no,
there.
no.
It'll just
No.
be
Staff space,
workspaces.
yeah.
Right now, when our new materials come,
Oh,
all
yeah.
that processing, you've seen it. I mean, trying to do it,
Nice
that
to
would,
be able to
Yeah.
spread out and get it done in a decent space.
yeah, it would.
Yeah.
So, that's coming, and along with that, the city's internet connection through, the broadband users group, BUG, that'll move to the new building, so I'm starting the process of having WCCLS put internet in this building, because it'll be library staff space, they will do that as part of our current agreement, which will be great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then that's partitioned, so it has the public side and the staff side, so that if, like, with meetings like this, the public, non-staff people would also be able to get on the internet. So that's good.
Thanks,
Um,
sorry. Took you
yeah.
sideways, but thanks.
Yeah.
So anyway, I know that, Katie's gonna have to leave soon, so, but I'll include this in the minutes,
Okay,
okay?
great. Any questions?
One other quick one. Will you cover it later, the staff update with, Yanni leaving?
Oh, Yanni, yes, sure.
Do you have an update, or you don't want to give one now? Today.
Well, I mean, I kind of alluded to it here,
Oh,
which
sorry.
I did. So we hired Yanni, who came to our board meeting. She only stayed 2 months with the city because she got a job for Hillsborough School District.
Oh,
And it was her first full-time public library job. She came from a school. She went back to a school.
She wanted to
And
work.
so,
with-
yeah.
I guess it just wasn't, maybe exactly what she was looking for, but she did some great work while she was here. But with that vacancy, that was posted in July 1st, and a lot has changed since July 1st.
Yeah.
We have, and so it's always a good idea to look at your vacancies and see where the gaps are and what you need. And I've found that I don't know that I will recruit for exactly the same position, that especially now that Emily is full-time, because part of that community engagement piece, Emily does quite a bit of that. But we definitely need a volunteer coordinator.
Yes.
So I'm sorry about that, Bridget. And so I am working on it, and I'll update you as I can. I need to, if I do
It's a
Come
tough one.
propose a new job description, that would need to be approved by council. And first Bill and then council, so before I could recruit for that.
so, I mean, in our volunteer hours are down as
Yeah, they
and
are.
Carol was an integral part of
Oh, my
that
goodness,
and
yes.
cannot be replaced, but, so what I'm hearing you say is, as you're looking at, since Yanni's left here, they're gonna look a little bit, and maybe the next person will have a little more time to support the volunteers, is that what?
Well, they will have that volunteer coordinator piece, but the community engagement piece, I'm thinking about, since now we have more resources towards that with Emily being
Oh, okay.
full-time, which we didn't know was gonna happen
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah.
That maybe the person will be doing volunteer coordination and something different. What we found that and that's what Carol did,
Yeah.
programming and volunteer coordination, like what's the biggest need? Things have changed a little, so what should that person be responsible for? Yeah.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, Carol's gonna be hard to really replace.
Oh, there's no way to
Really
replace her, we just
Yeah.
do the best we can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how is she doing? Maybe.
I did, touch base with her over the holidays, and the staff dropped off a few things to her, but, I haven't heard back since then. I know one of the volunteers let me know that she had heard from Carol, but she didn't have any details about, updates about her situation.
Okay. Good. Right. Any other questions? On that? No, okay. Next year, the LTC round 2 grant spending. Next thing on the agenda, new business.
I'm really excited to briefly be able to tell you that I did 4 one-on-one interviews with disabled community members to gather information as part of the grant requirement of how to spend this $20,000 of this round 2 of funding. It's to make our library more accessible. And so from those interviews that I transcribed, our consultant, which is Emily Purry, who's a blind consultant who's helped us with staff training and is helping with the grant project. She put those into some priority recommendations for us. And so the top priority is our self-checkout station. It is not accessible for people who use wheelchairs or people who are blind community members. So that is the top priority to address. And then we also got some really great recommendations for signage, and also definitely high priority to add Braille and signage that has more of a universal design. Some features. Also, our bathroom doors are heavy and don't have any open assist. You can't put like a button like the front on a bathroom door, because if it's locked, that's a problem. But you can put these things that once you start opening it, it assists to open it the rest of the way. And so these are just things that came out of those 4 interviews. And so now we're able to move forward and implementing some of those recommendations. This grant, very specifically, it's not government funds, it's from the American Library Association. And it includes training. You have to meet with the people who benefit from your projects, and then you can spend the money. It's really pretty cool. And
makes sense.
with our first round, we redid the computer room
Yeah.
to make it more accessible, and it's getting a lot of use.
Great.
Do you know what you're gonna do next?
Pardon?
The next project to facilitate this?
Well, the consultant's helping with kind of breaking down the improvements we need to do to the self-check to make it more accessible. So there's like a height adjustable element that we need to add, like the table that it's on. We need to add some audio and or Braille. We need to just reconfigure it a little.
And somebody in a wheelchair couldn't get over there at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we try to keep it clear enough for wheelchair, but even if you do get up to it, the touch screen's too far back. And then we found that both of the individuals, there was a young adult and a child who were wheelchair users that I interviewed. Neither of them really had the hand strength neither of them could push our front door opening button.
Oh, really?
So that's another thing on our list, is looking at a motion sensitive door opener instead of a button you have to press. The young man in the wheelchair said that he uses his shoulder to press them since he can't use his hands. And that ours is, oh, the bricks would block him from doing that and he wouldn't be able to.
Interesting.
Wouldn't have thought of it.
Yeah, and so there's
know,
motion
me neither.
sensitive ones
Yeah.
and so forth.
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, that's one of the reasons you talk to the
Mhm.
people who would benefit from your project. Because you don't know what you don't know until you talk to someone. And we do have some access issues with our aisles. Not being wide enough or things in the way, which I'm hoping that when we have a little more space, it'll be easier to fix. We do need to surplus some furniture. But there's a little bit of a bottleneck in that process right now. So trying to figure that out.
Okay, any questions? No?
I'm excited to keep updating you on this. Cool project.
Sounds great. Sounds like a very learning
Probably have to
experience.
go. Okay.
We have future
It's okay,
discussion,
please.
city budget process. We just, is
Yeah,
that to remind us or we wanted to?
it's for future discussion. So on a future
Okay.
agenda, I would like to have and next month, I would like to have the city budget process on the agenda because it will likely start next month, at least
Okay.
with some preliminary steps. And the library board advises us on that. So I want to make sure that we are able to discuss it. And then I'll have more information about what the county board of commission decides after WCSO's manager presentation to them this month. I'll have more information on that. And so once we have the levy rate, I can give you information so that you can decide how you'd like to support that effort over the next year. Okay, thank you, Katie. All
Very nice to
right.
meet you.
Yes,
nice to meet
you.
Thanks
Nice
for doing
meeting you.
that.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
It did finally the heat.
Yes. went
Yeah.
off.
Next time I won't do it like 3
Bye-bye.
degrees. I'll just do 1 degree. Bye.
Enjoy.
So.
We're moving through the agenda faster than I thought we would.
Then the other future discussion, I don't see why we can't open the board position and do that next period. I don't see any reason that we needed to call a special meeting.
Yeah,
Well,
sure, unless you really,
I
I
don't
mean,
think-
okay,
Unless somebody else has.
it's not like, you're missing anything, I
No,
mean.
I mean, we don't have anything really. We don't have any work scheduled or anything, so I don't see any reason
Okay.
for it.
And if I remember right, that after your approval, I still have to go in front of the council.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it'll be several
Yeah.
months, couple months.
Well, it'll
Well, that would
be,
be why you do a special meeting,
It's a-
so you could get in there sooner.
yeah, it depends on if our meeting falls before theirs or not,
But.
Yeah.
would
but
it be-
anyway.
Would it be on the line to send me the packet next month and would that be okay?
Just like I did this month, I'll send it.
Yeah.
To you again, yeah, of course,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, it's public information, so I don't see where that's.
but Tim and I meet to do the agenda. And so I assume your interview will be on the agenda and all the other applicants will get between now and then, right?
Okay. I am excited to. come back
Yay.
on, so.
Great. Okay. I attended the Friends meeting. Would you like to update them or?
Yeah. The only thing I wanna make sure everyone knows is that we authorized $2,000 to buy 2 tables that Robin requested.
Yes,
Ooh, those are pretty fancy tables.
they are the same ones, we have 2 in the children's area, it's getting 2 more of those.
The ones that, I went over there, look, the ones that mesh. The
Yeah.
round circle
Yeah.
ones are,
Yeah,
those are nice.
they're
Very
expensive,
expensive.
yeah,
but they're
so.
that commercial quality and they're really great space savers. Thank you, yeah.
So that was my friend's update that we were giving.
Okay.
Table. But I mean, a very active group, they're overachieving their objectives, which is good news for us. have a lot of new ideas to bring in new people, bring in new funds, and really help the library out. And, we had talked before about having a little, I don't know if was it legal or not to put a little friends section on the, a bulletin board or something where in the
Oh.
library about the contribution Friends makes
Yeah,
to the library. I don't know that maybe I've missed it or we never.
It seems like you've had something up
That's
there.
it.
we
in the
could
past.
certainly post,
Yeah.
like, could publicize any, if you made like this, we have holders, for this size of a
Yeah.
sheet, if you wanted to put some things,
Application.
facts about the Friends, we
Yeah.
would put those around the library, yes.
Right, or is there a space we could actually give them a bulletin board, or are we too
I
tight
don't
on
think we
that?
could have another bulletin board in our public space,
Okay,
but we could post things
Yeah,
around,
that's
and we
fine.
definitely have the brochures out.
yeah,
We have a bulletin board, and that by the copier, it's not real visible,
What about the outside one? Could they have a corner of the outside?
Oh, the
glass
outside one?
case?
maybe, yeah,
Maybe,
that could work.
yeah, I think,
because that's pretty big size if they just
That's
had,
true.
if they just had that much
Right.
space or
That's true,
something.
I'd be fine with that.
and the things
the-
help me to do, I think that they said they were going to work more, getting some donations, try to get a little more
Yeah, we're.
501c kind of donations is
Yeah,
what
we're, our job is to bring in money however possible.
Right, so,
And so, how do we grow that?
right, and
And there's a lot of, and Susan's a wonderful person, she's a ball of energy.
yeah.
And, with her lead, we're looking at stuff, things are bubbling up.
Yeah, and they were very, I don't, how moving the cart outside has been on the non-rainy days has been a success. I think that your sales on that, when I took away the sales on the cart have
It's
gone
skyrocketed.
Yeah.
skyrocketed
Isn't that
outside.
funny?
So anything we can do to support them that's, I'm not familiar with the legal ramifications as long as we're living by
Oh,
the.
right. We have to be careful
We
of
have to
not
be
using
careful,
staff
we're a
time.
public building. And
For a
what
nonprofit.
can we post and what we
Well-
can't post? What we can do to help them is, I think, in our best interest.
Thank you.
And
They're sure helping us.
I will add to that, I'm feeling some urgency in relocating the operations from the Yellow House. I'm feeling a little nervous about the state of it. So there will be a space in this building designated for the Friends,
Oh,
What do you have?
for
Is
your
that
online sales.
Is that a done deal?
There will need to be an agreement, because we'll have to put something in writing.
Is that
But
for our inventory or just a sales part?
that's why Susan was trying to get to the linear feet of shelf space you would need for the
Oh,
items, your inventory that you post online.
right,
The items,
now I'm making the.
yeah, the items you save for the big sale, we wouldn't have in this building, but I'm working on a spot for those as well.
Mm.
For now, they'd be in the garage still at the Yellow House, but I'd really love to move your on other operation out of there. Because where you have water and
Flushing toilets. all
I'm
that
just,
kind of stuff.
I just feel like it's a management, good management calls for, some,
Upgrades of workspace.
yeah, but we'll have a space sharing agreement or of some sort per bill in order to do that, and that's appropriate. Other libraries share space with their friends.
Right, but right now, they can go over there whenever they want, but since this is going to have library staff stuff, and are the police moving too? The police aren't
The
moving.
police are moving.
Oh, they are moving. I was thinking the police weren't moving.
Yeah.
Because I thought
That does have yeah,
it's
Well-
kind of separate.
well, there'll be,
Anyway.
once I get some more information from you all on what kind of the minimum space need you would need to do your online sales operation, then we'll kind of work from there, but I'll do my best to get a good amount.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Any other questions on Friends? And so I get to, my board, I'll attend this next month too, coming up, so.
oh, you are?
Well, that's what it says, Tim Shalik to
Oh.
attend February 10th,
I did put
unless I
that,
call it a special board meeting.
I did put that, didn't I? That's the Friends one. though.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
I mean,
we said we would try to make it.
You're right.
Every meeting, and so.
Yeah,
We'll do.
okay, Right.
Any good of the order announcements?
I have one.
Okay,
We had a blood drive in front of the library. We had the Blood Works Northwest Blood Bus. It was
Oh.
amazing. They were so happy. They had 12 donors,
wow.
10 of which were new to them.
Oh,
And so they want to come back.
oh,
And I said, sure, because they were super easy to work with. All we had to do was, and it was Officer Schutz, put out the cones Sunday night. They parked there Monday, and I mean, we were supposed to provide them a place to eat lunch, but they just preferred to stay in there, and so.
So are they part of the
Okay.
Red Cross or is that a
No,
separate?
they're
entity?
another nonprofit organization.
Mm.
Them and the Red Cross support each other. I mean, they aren't in competition. There's, the life-saving, act of donating blood, it goes to all the same places and whatnot. It's another source. So I had asked around, other libraries had had their blood drives off. Our police chief said they were great. So I'm like, okay, thanks for coming out to North Plains, and they, we'll be happy to come back. So I'm really glad.
So how many hours were they here?
10 to 4.
We only got 12, that's too bad. too
Well,
bad
I
they
mean,
didn't
for
get
the
more.
first time in a small town, they were
They were happy.
They were satisfied. Yeah.
well, great. Any other things for the good of the order? And, the good of the order is that we're gonna make it out on time tonight.
Wow, I'm shocked because this was a
Yeah.
pretty packed agenda.
So, approval of the future meeting, February 19th at 2025. 6 o'clock?
And
Right
it's
here.
not on my son's birthday this year. Thank goodness.
Well, if there's no further
The
discussion,
17th.
the meeting
Or, sorry,
is adjourned.
Thank you.
And thanks everybody for coming, and
Yep.
we made we made it just right there.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
perfect.
Great, thank you.
Great to
Good
see
job.
everyone. I don't know.
Okay, thank you to everyone.
Bye, Ally.